guided by Thor, god of thunder. The Vikings set out across the world. Their longboats are fast, rugged, designed to navigate the most treacherous waters on Earth.
The longboat's almost like an all-terrain water vehicle. It allows these Vikings to go further, deeper, and almost anywhere on the planet.
From Scandinavia, warriors storm through Europe, raiding, settling, founding new cities, connecting the northern world. Now they head west, across the Atlantic Ocean. Mankind on a new journey that will connect a divided planet. The first Europeans known to land in the Americas. Thorvald Eriksson, legendary explorer. A hero whose exploits are remembered in Viking legend.
They brought the ship to where they could moor her, and Thorvald walked ashore with his crew. "This is a fine place," he said. "I should like to make it my home."
But this land belongs to the Innu. Descendants of the first pioneers who came into America 19,000 years before. $90 million Native Americans, a third of the planet's population, cut off from the rest of the world. Until now.
It's like aliens coming from outer space to land on your beach. They were strangers. They looked pale and grisly.
The Innu are expert hunters, armed with stone-tipped arrows, swift, silent, deadly.
The Innu were people who hunted. They hunted caribou and moose and bear. If they could drop a great moose with their arrows, they could certainly drop a Viking.
The Viking weapon of choice, the iron broad axe. Designed to split a skull in a single blow.
Viking culture was a warrior culture. The man's greatest wish was to die in battle, doing a heroic deed. That ensured his seat in Valhalla.
The Viking histories record.
They killed 8 Innu. Exhausted, they made count. Suddenly, they were startled by the sound of a cry above them.
Thorvald Eriksson, the first European to die on American soil. It will be 500 years before another European sets foot in the New World.
We tend to think of these guys as barbarians, but Vikings were extraordinary explorers. The Vikings were on the cutting edge of human exploration at the beginning of the medieval world.
The key to Viking exploration, their longships. Built with overlapping oak planks, riveted along the keel. They are strong, but quick. Powered by sail and oars, some can reach 20 knots, a good speed for a modern racing yacht.
The Viking longship was an incredible piece of military technology. It could cross vast open ocean, but then navigate a tiny inlet or river. And when the Vikings came to attack, the longship was fast, it was stealthy. It could sneak up unseen, unheard, and make their attack with incredibly devastating force.
The Vikings launched raids along the coasts of Britain, Ireland, France, and Spain. "30,000 Vikings settle in Iceland in 60 years. And they set up colonies in Greenland.
The big crisis in the Viking civilization was farmland. So the Vikings would set off to find new farmland. And Greenland was one of the big, real estate promotions. They called it Greenland to get people to move there. It's not actually green.
From Greenland, they'll push on to North America, the first Europeans, 500 years before Columbus. By 1000 AD, Vikings settle among many of the communities they once attacked. Novgorod in Russia, Kiev in the Ukraine, Rouen in France, York in England, Dublin in Ireland, all transformed into cities by the Vikings. They convert to Christianity, replacing pagan shrines with great churches, reinventing themselves as European knights. In Russia, they form a dynasty of princes. In France, they're known as Norsemen and rule Normandy. The most famous of them, William the Conqueror, invades Britain and becomes King of England. As rulers of Christian Europe, the Vikings will be on the front line in a clash of civilizations, the Crusades. As the Vikings helped lift Europe from its dark age,